a lot of this group is about, finding new ways we explore and we implement. So I've been hearing a lot about OpenClaw and similar solutions that Claude Cowork and Copilot Cowork. So first, I guess I want to understand what is the difference and what are the similarities between these different products or offerings.
So, as far as my understanding is concerned, the most similarity is that they all are basically agents. We download them, we install them in our local systems, and they perform tasks. They integrate with the different tools, softwares, and they just perform basic tasks for us, like creating a document or creating a presentation or something. Just like as for instance, like let's suppose we have a model and we create ourselves an AI agent that can do a specific task. So what these organizations have done is they have like combined all various different models in one place and have already made the agents for us to use. So like it's even easy for any non-technical person to use that. Other than this, the like Claude Code is way perfect for writing the codes and stuff. Open crawl I heard about is basically the combination of different various AI agents, and you give access to of your system to the open claw, and it just perform different tasks as per their capabilities.
I
Yeah,
see.
and I also I remember talking to CEO sir about this as well. I felt like this would be the next step for AI would be to have actual agents that would be connected to your computer and system and would perform
Mm.
actions for you. Uh, so maybe we down the future we would have a an AI which would be all specific to Windows and would perform all the troubleshooting on the system, basic stuff like that, and it can get really creative and crazy, especially with the pace that we're going at in the development side. And OpenClaw is showing results like connecting to a computer, performing actions, and it really I feel like it acts as a bridge between people and LLMs, allowing like AI to automate these tasks and operate tools instead of just generating text like generic LLMs.
And honestly, to me, I think that this is not something very new. Like in 2021, when the boom was about all about ChatGPT, all the AI developers, AI agents, software developers, they were already making those agents, right? But it was only upon the technical people to utilize them, the models, and make different agents. Right now, what they are focusing on are like how a simple non-technical person can use AI and can perform tasks like as simple as that.
How does this, impact prompting? Like, does this change the definition of a good prompt, or are there better ways to prompt for a co-working situation? Have you guys looked into that?
I would say in the context of prompting, I'll speak in the context of general LLM usage, as that's what the vast variety of people use. So what I find very useful is that I use AI to generate my prompts. So that way I don't really lose much time. So one instance I can think of is I was trying Copilot Voice the other day, and I just had a quick 2-minute conversation about a project I was doing and the bottleneck I was facing. And I asked the AI to generate a prompt for me that I can just paste it in a fresh chat and it would help me out over there. So include all the context over there. And I found that pretty useful. Did not have to frame a complete prompt by myself. So as long as I can put my thoughts into words, then AI can generate something that is worth using.
I found that Copilot also has a built-in agent called Prompt Coach that can also help you tailor your prompts.
I'm saying that the path they are moving towards is that we shouldn't even like lift a finger, like say just a few words, and the AI will write the prompt and do the task for us. Like it's getting pretty easy.
I mean,
I
as long as we don't lose creativity,
Yeah.
it's fine.
This is
Yeah,
the
I mean,
part
the
I'm
question
concerned
really
about.
is what is the objective, right? Like, for example, we're trying to drive sales or we're trying to drive a project. There is
Mm-hmm.
still that gap where we need to understand the intent of the customer. We need to understand the right mix of services and pricing and service delivery to deliver a complete project. There's still work that needs to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
What AI is achieving, in my opinion, is it has a good baseline, a steady neutral, right? When you ask it to generate text, it's not going to generate something genius, but it's also not going to generate something totally uncus, right?
True.
You have to work on yourself to achieve the genius, but at least you will, it raises the floor. It doesn't raise the bar, it raises the floor. So what I read about Copilot Cowork is, I don't know if it works with your computer, but it definitely ties into Office 365 and what they are calling work IQ. So it looks in, it has access to all of the emails and graph data that you have access to, and then uses, it just basically operates in that space.
We should surely play around.
My thoughts about OpenClaw and Copilot. Actually, OpenClaw is used for developers, those who can access the source code and modify it. And coming to Copilot, it is not publicly available and users must use it within the Microsoft ecosystem.
To both of your points, they're valid, but I think OpenClaw is getting a lot of traction, and to the point where people are beginning to understand how to install it, even if they're not too familiar with the command line. In fact, I was reading recently that there's an exploit using npm malicious packages. People
Yes,
might be looking for single click OpenClaw install, and then somebody's taken advantage of that and built in some malware into the installer. We've been seeing this exploit since my first experience with that was with VLC. VLC, you would search for VLC and you'd see so many different web pages, and it'd be difficult to find the actual video LAN genuine page. That was a big problem in actually all of Windows, where there was no central package manager and people were getting software that they thought was legitimate, free software that they thought was legitimate from very malicious shady sources. That was a big advantage of Linux at the time, because there was a built-in package manager in all of the distros that made sure that you got the right package when you wanted it.
So the most sci-fi part, in OpenClaw, the different AI agents make their own religion. I don't recall the name of their
Yeah,
religion,
I
but
read
they
about
just,
that.
yeah. So what they are basically doing, the people who created these models, basically they put their thoughts in training these models, right? So they are doing that. But what haunts me is, what if someone who do not have very good thoughts and he worked on these models, then what can happen? And if we give access to these
Yeah,
of our local and sensitive data, that is a big
I
concern of
mean, that
mine.
is one of the existing attacks, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they call it prompt injection.
Mm-hmm.
When you open an email or you have an email, then there's a way to have hidden text in a
True.
document or in an email, and then you can hide the malicious prompt in that text, and then the LLM sees it because it's analyzing the root, the source code, so it sees that you don't see it. So you
Yeah.
execute the command, and then unwanted behavior, unexpected behavior happens.
Exactly. So, the things that are coming to my mind is like the next two big fields or two big booms would be the cybersecurity in AI and the conference models, basically, where different models can first interact with each other before giving any answer. Like it won't be just a single model giving responses and performing the tasks. No, like different models first interacting like a proper conference, exchange of thoughts, like what will be the scenario, what will should is the optimal option, what is the most efficient option, and then giving the response. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That reminds me of a video actually, and I don't know if you've seen this, but there are three separate agents on three different devices, and they are talking to each other, and they like identify each other as agents, and they like switch to a different language or a channel, and it's basically gibberish, and they can understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
I've
went
seen that video.
viral. Yeah.
Okay, let's definitely try and find out about Copilot co-work and see if we can play around with that. I am not comfortable with installing OpenClaw on any of our machine. I'm not really comfortable with having it on our network. And I think for now, let's leave OpenClaw as something other people can play around with and make videos and talk about. But let's try and get access to Copilot co-work and then do some playing around with that and have another session for that. Well, thank you
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.